The most dangerous man you will ever meet is the one who healed alone. I'm not talking about violence, rage, or chaos. I'm talking about a man who has been shattered by life and then chose to rebuild himself piece by piece with his own hands. This is the man who walked through experiences that stripped him down to nothing, who faced truths that most people spend their whole life avoiding. He saw the world without the fillers, without the illusions, without the comforting lies that protect the weak from reality. He's the man who hit his rock bottom hard enough to leave him unrecognizable and still found the strength to rise anyway. He's the one who discovered the brutal truth most people never learn. When everything falls apart, when everyone disappears, when the world goes silent, the only person who you can never abandon is himself. And that changes a man, that reshapes him, that hardens him in all the right places. A man who has faced his darkest night alone develops a level of clarity and self-trust that can't be taught. You learn that just by doing it. He doesn't fear being alone. He understands its value. He doesn't seek approval. He outgrew the need for it. He does not chase people. He knows that anybody that is meant to stay will stay without force. When a man has been broken and rebuilt, his power stops coming from who stands beside him and starts coming from who he became when nobody else did. That's why he's dangerous, not to people, but to anything or anyone that tries to take him back to where he used to be. He's not fragile. He is not lost. He is not emotionally shut down. He is extremely intentional. He is unshakably self-reliant, and that is amazing. It's an amazing quality to have. A man like that does not crumble under pressure. He becomes that pressure and leans into that pressure because it doesn't scare him. If you are truly that man, I salute you, because carrying that is not light and you still show up every single day. That deserves respect. Keep going. What you're doing matters more than you know. I'm proud of you.
Once I learned how to catch prince, I realized that a lot of you who are A cups are acting like a D cup, and we need you to sit down, sir. Sit down. You need to act your cup size.
Does that go for you as well, or you need to sit down too? I don't know what's going on with these modern women. Like the ones that are deciding to speak, like they need to be sitting right beside the man that they're telling to sit down. You know what I mean?
This man just ran down on me, right? He like, whoever got you? Oh my God. I said, nobody got me. He said, stop playing. I said, God got me. He said, baby, let's go to church. Yo, I can't. Niggas will tell you anyway. He said, let's go to church. What?
Man, y'all check this shit out.
I'm a Black woman, so hear me when I say this. The unaware, naive, lost Black woman is the new slave owner. And just like the white slave owner, she will pick out the smartest, hardworking, capable man for her to reap the benefits of. What can you do for me? Just like the white man. Once she has sucked you dry, or once you become aware, and then you begin to argue and fight for yourself, then she becomes unappreciative. She becomes more disloyal. She will talk you down, walk on you, spit on you, and tell you that you are replaceable and go to the next candidate. That same woman is also the same thing that a Black man does not trust. How could you marry your enemy? You say you need him so you can benefit off it to put into your household. But these are also the same women that are saying, well, we have our own money now. We have our own status now. We have our own power now. But you are not using that to put back into your house. You are using that to keep for yourself. You are selfish. You would take from that man and take your money and go put it up. That's why they are leaving, because you become disloyal. You want to say, well, give us something to submit to. Baby, give them something to protect. But you have to be able to listen. And listen does not mean control. That never came out of their mouth. They said, you won't listen to me. What does that look like? You're not hearing me. You don't want to see. You're being naive. I said, follow me. That let me control you. You don't want to be open-minded. But these are also the same women that's not taking accountability, making assumptions, and then coming up with their own false reality so they can have a reason to justify the behaviors that they are putting out to disrespect these men. Baby, Black women might as well be the new KKK with fat booty lace front wigs and manicured nails. You're still supporting the opposing team if you are against our men. If you can find a reason to argue with me for protecting our men, you tell me how you are not the op. What part are? If we lose our king, game over.
Man, y'all drop a comment below and let me know what you think.
As a man, be willing to walk away if you're not needed, if you're disrespected, if you're taken for granted, if your efforts are unappreciated, and if your boundaries are not respected. Never settle and never beg.
In the event that your girlfriend is causing you more pain than pleasure, it's nothing wrong with walking away. See, real men can walk away from a situation where they are not benefiting from. If for every day you and your girlfriend argue 1,000 times, and probably one day out the week y'all have a good day, bro, where y'all just all happy and stuff, I want you to start to think and consider that, like, could that possibly be a burden? Like, we fight and argue more than we like love each other, more than we have fun, and that's not really real love, bro. And if what you got ain't real, then really what is you losing? I always never had a problem walking away because I know, like, as a man, I can find a new girlfriend the next day. That ain't no problem. That's never been a problem for me. And even if you like a decent looking guy, you can do the same thing. Women are everywhere, bro. It's like 4 billion women in the world, bro. You'll find you a new girl. But when you won't be able to search and find around the world is your time back. You don't want to waste your time mad and sad and angry on earth because some of y'all gonna delete in the next 5 years. Y'all don't even know it. And you watch this video. Don't let your last time on earth, bro, be with a nagging ass female.
A real man will leave you. They're not going to go back and forth with you. They're not going to argue with you. They're not going to beg with you. They're not going to plead with you. You will get a warning at best. And if it's no changed behavior, they're out.
When a man is able to walk away from a woman without feeling scared, without feeling anxious, or without feeling like he's failed, I promise you that woman will find you 50% more attractive by walking away. I promise you. Because we expect that obsession. We expect that attraction already. You know, if a man's coming up to us, we're like, oh, just another guy, I guess. You know, I'm attracting another guy. And then if you're acting like that, and the man is just like, all right, fine. If you're not interested, he walks away. That's where the woman is like, oh, maybe he's not actually that bad. Maybe he was actually interested in me. Maybe I should give him a chance.
Most people think the most dangerous man is the loudest one in the room, the most aggressive, the one trying to prove something. But that's not true. The most dangerous man is the one who healed alone, the one who went through heartbreak and didn't run to distractions, didn't numb it with attention, validation, or noise. He sat with it. He looked at the parts of himself he didn't want to see, the ego, the mistakes, the things he lost because of who he used to be. And instead of blaming the world, he rebuilt himself in silence, piece by piece. No audience, no applause, no one telling him he was doing a good job. Just discipline, reflection, growth. And when a man does that long enough, something changes. He stops needing approval, stops chasing validation, stops begging to be chosen, because he chose himself. And the man who has nothing left to prove, nothing left to fear, and nothing left to chase is the most powerful man you will ever meet. Not because he wants control, but because he finally learned how to control himself.
What are modern women more upset about? Men being stingy with their money, not wanting to pay for dates, paying her bills, or that men don't want to marry the woman that he sleeps with. Biblically, that's his wife, right? I don't think the women are upset that men don't want to get married like they used to. It's that they can't get men to want to give them their money. Because they could keep the marriage as long as they get the money. But am I wrong? What do you guys think?
This is the part that nobody says out loud. There's a species of man that you don't meet very often. Most guys never survive the hell that made him. He's the man who was broken all the way down, and he rebuilt himself from nothing. He doesn't chase validation, and he doesn't post his story online. He's quiet, because quiet men have walked out of fires that loud men would never survive. Men who have never been broken talk like clowns, but a king who's been shattered, he carries a silence that rearranges the entire room. His scars aren't wounds, they're timestamps. He has receipts of wars he never told you about. There's a difference between a man who rebuilt himself and everyone else flexing with money or artificial status. If you ever get a chance to meet a man forged in darkness, don't test him. Life already did, and it lost.
Never underestimate the quiet man in the room. The loud ones are easy to spot. They announce everything, every opinion, every move, every thought. But the quiet ones, they observe. They listen longer than they speak. They gather information. Because people who actually understand power don't rush to display it. They move quietly. And by the time most people notice it, they're already 10 steps ahead. Quiet doesn't mean weak.
Okay, ladies, I have the answer. You know why men don't chase women anymore? Who want to chase bills, you know? The moment you look at the moment the men look at a woman, they see walking bills, just walking away. Nobody is going out there to look for trouble, especially with a lot of you Western women over here are so full of yourself, entitled, spoiled brats. Nobody needs that. Even I, as a woman, if I look at you and you act like that, I'd be like, And that's the reason why I do not have a lot of friends. I choose quality over quantity. Maybe some of you need to think about what you are doing wrong in your life. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. A lot of you modern women in the United States are going to die alone. Miserable.
Bye! See you later! Took him out to eat, let him hit, sent him home in an Uber, just like they do to us. Let's see how he likes it.
Dude, I just had the greatest day of my life. You are not going to believe what happened.
Mismatched expectations are one of the biggest problems a relationship can have. Why? Because it says something about the partner's ability to understand each other, which is ultimately incredibly important to long-term relationship success. So this video is funny, it's meant to be humorous, but it also indicates that there is something wrong in this relationship. I'm Max Butterfield, Dr. Max Butterfield. I study this kind of thing for a living. 3 science-backed facts to fix it. Number 1, talk to each other. I know this sounds very basic, and it is basic. That's the thing. Explaining how you feel and what your expectations are goes a long way to finding out if your partner feels that way too, and if their expectations are aligned with yours or not. Number 2, having those matched expectations are important, but they're also not enough. You have to have positive interactions on a day-to-day basis. So being nice to each other, being kind to each other, rewarding each other's behavior that you like, not like dog training, but just saying, hey, thank you, that was really nice of you, is a great way to ensure that your interactions become more positive over time. And positivity in your interactions are one of the primary drivers of having a happy and healthy long-term relationship. And then finally, number 3, putting in that work over the long haul, the long term, it takes effort. And so matching your partner's effort is very important. If they're not putting in a lot of effort, it's not going to pay off if you put in lots of effort. If you put in none and they put in none, that's also not going to pay off. So what you're seeing here is that effort is very, very important on both sides.
There is always someone for someone out there.
Exactly. I fully agree with your dad. I fully agree with him.
Yes.
There's always a man for someone.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's perfect. But then also there's levels to this now. There's levels to this. If you are a 4 out of 10 in your own right,
yes,
you'll find a man that's a 4 out of 10 in his own right. Why you a 4 out of 10 and then you're being delusional and then wanting to go for a 9 out of 10? Your dad was right by saying there's a man for every woman.
Yes.
But the biggest thing that I was addressing is that with where you stand right now as any woman in South Africa, some women walk around around being delusional, and then they wonder why they're not winning. Because you're a 4 and then you want to go for a 9. And you've been single for like 2 years running because you're being unrealistic.
So you as a dating coach,
sure,
do you think that your content, how can I say this? Do you believe in telling someone what you believe is the truth? Because remember, what you believe is the truth, not always the truth.
No, stop! You can't take that. That's limited edition. Cole, do something. Why did you call these people? They are taking everything.
I didn't call them, Lisi. Visa and MasterCard did. When you default on massive credit card debt, the bank reclaims its property. I just opened the door.
Please, just write them a check. I'm supposed to be your wife. We are a team.
A team shares the effort. You just wanted me to share the liability. You didn't want a husband. You wanted a financial bailout. I don't fund bad debt.
I have nothing left. Everything is gone.
Marriage is a merger, Lisa. You brought bankruptcy to the table. Consider yourself liquidated.
No!
An 18-year-old beautiful virgin who's raised by a... It's an 18-year-old beautiful virgin who's raised by a loving father and an intact family who is sweet and commitment-minded. I mean, that's a pretty high-value woman, and a lot of men are seeking after that.
Yeah.
And whether she's aware of it or not, she can command a very high price for that, for access to her.
Yeah.
But by the same token, a different kind of woman, which we also see popping up, we have the Instagram baddies and the OnlyFans cam girls. It's like you can be 19 years old and have 1 million followers on Instagram. You could be 20 years old and be making 6 figures monthly on OnlyFans. Of course, not all of them do, but the women who do, they are cooked. They're cooked, Jeff. Like there's no way that any one man, no matter how attractive, how rich, how stimulating, will ever be able to replace the attention and validation of 1 million men. Like forget about it.
Yeah.
She has been anchored at too high of a price point, and it will not be sustainable because she's not going to have those numbers when she's 45.
The number of dates, I think, is more important, way more important than body count could ever be. Things used to be better. It used to be better. And if you think you could hit a button right now and we could go back, you would, I would. Ladies, would you?
No.
See? There you go. Yeah.
Okay, but we
And that's what
actually,
hold on.
And that's precisely the problem.
So there you go.
Wait.
No, hold on. But why not?
Goes to show you right here that money cannot buy you love, man. You know, money is not going to do anything but bring out the worst in people. You know, and this is a woman who will never respect you. You go out here, buy her a car, propose, she still rejects, she doesn't care about you. You know, you can't beg for love. You know, and that's pretty much how God feels for us, right? He's constantly wanting to love us, constantly wanting to give everything he can to us, and we're constantly rejecting him. You know, and I'm telling you, the best thing you can do in this situation is, you know what, I'm going to pray for this girl. I hope the best for her, and go find someone who's going to put God first, find someone who's going to grind with you and care about you and appreciate you and value you for who you are, man. That's the best thing you can do for yourself. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. You get up and you do what you need to do to improve your life, and you leave the girl behind. You know, God is not going to have something happen if there is not a reason to it. Jim Grant, God, man.
I broke up with my ex-boyfriend of 2.5 years because he broke his leg. And when he was being shuttled to the ambulance and to the hospital, I asked him what hospital he was going to, and he said, I don't want you here. And ladies, if a man ever says he doesn't want you somewhere, get rid of him.
The older a lot of these brothers get, the more opting out looks appealing. It looks better, right? Because you don't have to worry about the way modern women are acting. You don't have to worry about this stupidity, the other stupidity and foolishness that's going on out here. You don't have to worry about that. You can go do your thing. You can be a part of other things in your life. You can go to the gym whenever you want to. I heard a guy talking. Actually, he said, at 40 years old, I've gotten to the point to where I much prefer it. I enjoy to be single. I enjoy being single. I don't have nobody watching over my shoulder, nagging me, coming over. Man, I could be working at 3:00 in the morning and I don't have no woman on my back about it, right? I might have one of the ladies that I work with over at the house or wherever. Well, he didn't say where he was, but I might have her over, and I don't want my woman coming in nagging. What is she doing here? How dare she? We're working on a business plan. I'm trying to open up another bar, and we're trying to do it in 3 weeks. So I'm working around the clock to try to get this money. I don't need nobody coming in and messing up my business plan, I think is what he was saying. I don't need nobody coming in and messing up my momentum because of their insecurity. I enjoy being single because I can come in, do what I want to do whenever I want to do it, how I want to do it. And I don't have to worry about no woman trying to tear me down and mislead me and misguide me with her bad direction, with her bad business sense. The heck out of here.
Do you have women issues? Because it seems like you do. What?
That's not a question. That's a judgment.
Do you have women issues? That is a question.
Do I have women issues? No. How long have you been watching my content?
Long enough.
No, apparently not. What you've already come in and shown me is you've not watched my content thoroughly and definitely not in good faith. If you come through asking me if I have woman issues, are you married?
Right. Am I married?
Mm-hmm.
Are you married?
I'm going to ask you one more time, and if not, I can bid you a good night.
Oh, so the narrative is if I'm not.
Are you married?
But what does that matter? Okay, I'll say this much. I choose not to be in a relationship.
You can't make this shit up. I choose not to be married. She said, do you have woman issues? And I'm like, she said, do you have woman issues? And I'm like, look, homeboy, do you have people questioning whether you were naturally born a woman? It's real. Oh my God. This is why I don't deal with older women, because women like her are disingenuous. This woman has not watched my content. She came over here with that long drawn out, well, I'm going to try to just get to the insult, lady. Get to the insult so you can actually prove yourself and show yourself to be exactly what people over here know you are. And these are the women that have been speaking in the Black community, unchecked, unexamined.
Men stopped going out. Yeah. Whenever we criticize pickup, we're generally not talking about Mystery, because Mystery does like a very indirect game, and actually was the first person to teach me Social Circle. He actually talks about Fame Game. I'm talking about the derivatives of Mystery that came afterwards. In general, the thing that I figured out over the last couple of years, and now the data completely backs this up, there are dozens of clubs shutting down in Los Angeles because hot women don't go out anymore. There's 5 clubs per week shutting down in London because hot women don't go out anymore. So you're like, well, Michael, that sounds hopeless. It would make you feel hopeless. If the skill set you learned was cold approach pickup and you keep going to venues where there's no attractive women, of course, that would also make you feel hopeless. And then having a girl who's a hard 5 sit there and reject you, that would make you feel hopeless.
You go out and do day game all day and you see like 2 hot women in an 8-hour period.
And then the same guys will see your Instagram, and my Instagram, and be like, you guys must be paying them, because what we're doing is so outside the reality. The answer to the question, the hopefulness, comes from helping other people with their events, throwing your own events, and creating a ratio of 3 to 7 girls for every guy. And when you do that,
Bravo, absolutely smart, king move. I can go on and on because it's almost as if men can have standards and they can actually have a problem with something that a woman might be doing in her life. And by the way, why did you leave him to figure that out? That should be something that is outwardly given as information, because you should assume that most men would absolutely have a problem with this. Am I right, guys?
Don't touch me. I'm just saying, walk here. Chill. No. You all said, why do you talk to? I'm just saying, y'all said, just walk. Then walk. Oh. No, stop.
It's not with you. Are you fucking?
Hey, what's up? Hey, one by one.
I just hate the fact that after a 300-pound slab of muscle just bing slept little buddy, that the females thought like, oh, this is a good time to get in the way and act like I can throw hands. And me personally, the way I was seeing the situation, it looked like they still had an appetite. So I was like, you got any more of them knuckle sandwiches back there, my boy? It looked like the ladies is hungry. You know, equality. I'm a feminist.
You would impale me.
Okay, impale me is crazy. That's a crazy word to use.
I think it's a valid word to use.
Huh?
I think it's a valid word to use.
That's crazy. Take my Instagram or my number or something.
Okay. Do you like house music? No!
You like house music? I like house music.
Oh, you're just saying that. Okay. I follow you.
But I got you. Nice to meet you.
Here's the thing that nobody wants to talk about. Becky is absolutely right that this Mandingo warrior would impale her. But here's the truth no one wants to admit. She's not asking him to qualify himself. She's not asking to explain something or take him to dinner. Anytime a woman is doing that before showing attraction or telling you verbally that she's interested or showing physical closeness, she's testing you to qualify yourself to her. She doesn't actually like you that much. You gotta like who likes you. So the only way you should take a woman out to dinner or a date, if she says, I like you, or she's like, I find you attractive, or she says, I want to be with you, or she's like physically touching you, rubbing your arms and your shoulder, then it's worth going on a date. I never, ever, ever, ever go out with somebody who with a date and an uphill battle. Likewise, you should only get phone numbers of people who are also showing high interest. If you like what you're hearing, follow for more.
Really do have to think that modern women know what they're doing when they say a lot of the stuff that they say. A lot of these modern women, they're not ready for a relationship. They're not trying to get ready for one either. They're not trying to be, and I'm not even gonna say submissive. They're not trying to work with somebody. They're not trying to cooperate with somebody. And you wonder why men are just tired of that. Who would want to come in every morning after a long commute and have to fight with somebody for them to do their job? Nobody wants to do that with anybody, especially with somebody that calls himself your friend, your partner, calls himself in your corner and your biggest supporter. But that's what modern women do. Oh, wouldn't you want a woman to challenge you? Maybe you and I have different definitions of the word challenge.
Ow, things are bread. Ow.
I just want to add this video in because every time I see these speed caters, I'm like, this is how my body look. But because I'm black, I feel like my body type is not appreciated in the black community. And it makes me so sad because I like my body and I feel like it looks like this, but it's not appreciated in my community. We like the oversized thing. I like my body and I'm an athlete and this is how my body look. Like when it's a white girl, they're like, oh my gosh, she's a baddie. But if she was black, they'd be like, she's just regular.
No, she's right, guys. Honestly, we need to put an end to the racist body shaming and the misogynoir because this person and this person look exactly the same.
Wow, you let it tell, I treat you well, I will. It's good, I can tell, come give me hell, come here. Your fairy tale, under your spell, I am.
A lot of women aren't even secure enough to be with a masculine man in order to live that soft life that they say that they want so bad, because they want to control a man. And there is nothing soft or ladylike about trying to control a whole man. If you can't allow a man to lead and let go of trying to control him because you'll never be able to, then you need to stop wasting other people's time.
So I think I need you in my life. You have a boyfriend? Why? What? Yeah. Who? You love him? Yeah. Could you love me too or no? I'm just playing. You're so funny. No, what's your name though? You're so beautiful. And yours? Dino. Dino. Like dinosaur.
Spelled that way?
Yeah, it's spelled D-I-N-O. I'm from Serbia, that's why.
Serbia?
Yeah, Europe?
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
far away.
I know, but you're very pretty though. I'll go get it. Where are you from?
I'm from the East Coast.
East Coast?
Yeah, so Connecticut.
Connecticut? Okay. Well, I hope you have a good day.
You too.
Nah, that's cheating to me. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. That's cheating to me. Entirely too friendly. Entirely too friendly. She was asking follow-up questions, asking for his name, giggling, tee-hee, ha-ha, and she's looking up at him, holding eye contact the whole time. My shorty better have dismissed that conversation with a quickness. I'm not saying she gotta be rude to no man or disrespecting no man in public. I would never ask my shorty to do that. That's dangerous. But she should have dismissed that whole conversation so long ago. You asking for his name, where he's from, how you say his name, how do you spell your name? You giggling, ha-ha, tee-hee. Nah, bro, like that, ooh, that would have pissed me off. Oh, that would have... She was going. Like, all he had to do was apply more. All he had to ask her was like, hey, can you have friends? She would have gave him the Instagram, the phone number. That's cheating.
My husband checks my phone constantly. He doesn't trust me. He's paranoid, insecure, and controlling. You resent him for it. Maybe his parents didn't love him right. His ex cheated. You gave him reasons not to trust you. Even if you didn't cheat, have you lied? Have you been emotionally unfaithful, even with your friends? Or times when you were not transparent? You had secrets? You hid things? How many times have you tried to fawn or placate your husband because you were afraid of his reactions? So he checks your phone. He's trying to protect himself. He's trying to catch you before you hurt him again. Here's the solution. You have to become trustworthy. Stop hiding. Just be transparent. Answer his questions and don't get defensive. Show him you have nothing to hide. Because when you become a woman he doesn't have to check on, he'll trust that he is the one woman that will never hurt him. He'll believe in your future because you gave him a gift that he never thought he'd have.
Okay, I guess I'm just never gonna say anything ever again. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say?
I'm sorry, did I read the word women wrong? No, that's the word men spelled out and censored as if it's supposed to be a slur. You would think that if a woman hates men so much to censor it out like it's a slur, she would just like women, right? Oh, is this you?
One way to find out.
Oh. I'm pretty dang happy to receive that gift that your boyfriend bought you. Every single other video on your account is about how men are absolutely useless and self-absorbed. So either you're one of those ignorant people who think, oh, there's only a few good ones out there and I just landed one, or you just hate your boyfriend. And I don't want to hear about your past experiences with men. I wrote 2 books where the majority of them are about my negative experiences with men in the past, and I still have enough of a brain to realize that an entire population doesn't deserve the hate for what I experienced. I just don't see why your caption couldn't say something like entitled people instead of... It's like, you clearly have a man in your life who doesn't act like that, so what's going on?
Men are 9 times more likely to commit suicide after a divorce. This literally kills men.
Yeah, exactly, because men actually benefit from marriage more than women do. And when you look at the statistics of like post-divorce mental health outcomes, men have worse mental health outcomes than women. Women are typically happier after divorce. And so if you want to argue that marriage disproportionately benefits women, like, that's not true.
I'd be pretty unhappy too if I was on child support or alimony and I had a hard time seeing my kids.
And you had to support your children. What a hard life.
Well, you understand that it's not taxed. So the problem is they take over 50% of the man's income because it's not, so they have to pay taxes on the stuff they're giving her and take half of his paycheck.
To support his children that he wants to be involved in their lives.
Right, but it wasn't his choice because women leave the majority of the time.
It is his choice to relinquish his parental rights if he wants to.
What I'm saying is many men want to be married. and they want to be an involved father, and they want to stay with the mother of their children. My point is, if she makes the decision to leave, she should pay for it. If you want to leave, that's totally fine, but you should pay to raise your kid.
Is it not his child as well?
And he should pay for the time. That's why I said 50-50 custody off the bat, no child support, no alimony.
So she gets to take on all of the childcare responsibilities, but he doesn't have to like pay anything. He doesn't have to have any buy-in.
I didn't say all. I said 50-50 custody. He should have the kid half the time.
But doesn't have to pay any money towards it.
No, he should pay for the kid when the kid's at his house.
Okay, and so the majority of the time when the kid is at the mother's house, he doesn't have to be involved in any way financially?
No, she should pay for it. She has a job. Why should he have to pay for a kid?
He should support it.
If she chose to have the kid and she chooses divorce, why should she not have to pay for her own decision? That's the thing. See, there it is. You want all the freedom to do whatever you want, but you don't want to have to pay for it.
Women do not belong in politics, and they never have. Here is a woman from 1963 talking emotional nonsense about how much everybody deserves.
I think we all have to think in terms of the one world, one humanity. And we all have international obligations to fulfill if it's going to be a peaceful world for everybody.
Do you think we should take as many as we can fit in?
Yes, I do, most definitely. And I think that we should cooperate in many ways to make sure that the needs of these people are fulfilled.
What about the racial tension that might well be created here as a result?
Well, I think that we have to implement new education schemes into the schools to change people's attitudes.
So did you catch all that? We all have to think the same thing, and that just happens to be what mommy thinks. Mommy's running the kindergarten classroom, and we all have to agree with mommy. And what do we have to agree on? That we're all the same, that we're all equal, and we're all gonna hold hands and have equality and play nice, and that's the only way for things to be peaceful, because these people are so peaceful, and when they commit all of these crimes, those are peace crimes. These people, come here and commit as much crime as they want, but that's bringing them here is how you make them peaceful. And we have to bring as many of them as possible and fulfill all of their needs, because the money comes from you. Money is not real. She doesn't have to pay for it. You have to pay for it. Santa will bring all the money to fulfill the needs of the peaceful equals. And if you don't like it, then you need to be re-educated. She needs your attitude to be adjusted. If you don't like, she needs your attitude to be adjusted. If you don't like having all of your money taken away to fulfill the needs of the peaceful equals, then you need to be re-educated. Women do not deserve political opinions. Get women out. Stop respecting women's opinions today.
More and more Gen Z women are trying to date millennial men because they missed the red pill manosphere stuff. So millennial men are like more normal than Gen Z men.
No way.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like if you do polling, generally speaking, young men are as conservative as about 70-year-old men.
Really?
And as a young woman, you might not even be, a leftist or an anti-capitalist. You might just believe that you should have the right to vote. It's really difficult for those women to date. Like luckily I'm in a very happy relationship, but I feel like it's like the last helicopter out of Nam. Like, that's what it feels like. Yes.
Millennial men are in high demand in the dating market. You should never have any anxiety about your selection of women, because there's younger women that are even more interested in you than women in your age group. That is the abundance that men have. And if you're successful on top of that, there is a plethora of women you can always access. I try to tell guys all the time, you can be distraught about a girl you might just recently lost. She could have been your baddest girl. There's a better, younger girl available to you. Even if she's not in your region, maybe you gotta travel, but in the world, there's a better, younger girl who's attracted to you. And right now, especially because of so much discrepancy and the dating ecosystem and the red pill, the manosphere, all these things, women are also putting up more boundaries for your beliefs. So if you're a millennial, she's already thinking like, oh, you're not influenced by any of this modern podcast era. Regardless of what your beliefs are, the point of the matter is young women are interested in older men already because of their foundation, but now especially
they also want you because of your mind or your thoughts. So that's another reason why you need to lead relationships. And even regardless, let's say you are a guy who your belief maybe is the red pill, whatever it is, align with a woman who also believes in that. It doesn't matter what you believe in. What matters is getting a woman that also wants to believe in that same virtue. That's it. That's being a man. That's having a cohesive relationship. If you stick to those type of requirements, you'll always be aligned with women that not only high value, but also bring around a peaceful relationship. If you're struggling with your dating, you want to align with more women that share your values, beliefs, or you're just attracted to, then DM me out. I fly to you in person. I want to help you with your approach, I want to help you with your image, and also help you vet women that fit your requirements.
When a woman is emotionally immature and operating from a dysregulated, triggered, and overwhelmed state, her responses are usually less about the present moment and more about protecting herself from perceived emotional danger. With that being said, here are 3 of the most common ways in knowing if you are dealing with an emotional immature woman. Number 1 is the lack of accountability. Instead of processing what's actually happening, she redirects responsibility onto you. What this looks like is when you bring up a concern, suddenly you're the problem. She begins to use statements like "you're never" or "you're always," while bringing up your past mistakes in order to avoid current accountability. What's underneath this is shame avoidance, the inability to sit with discomfort or self-reflect, or a nervous system trying to escape feeling wrong or not enough. For her, this is less about truth and more about emotional survival. Number 2 is emotional escalation or overreaction. Her responses become more catastrophic or disproportionate to the current situation because she's reacting from a trigger place and not a grounded one. This may look like small issues that turn into big conflicts, crying, yelling, or shutting down quickly, or saying stuff like, "you don't care about me," even when the issue is minor. What's underneath this is unhealed wounds being activated, fear of abandonment and rejection, and lack of emotional regulation skills. You're not just dealing with this moment, you're dealing with everything it reminds her of. Number 3 is withdrawal, silent punishment, or what also is known as stonewalling. Instead of communicating, she pulls away or withholds connection to regain control. This may look like giving the silent treatment, becoming cold, distant, or passive aggressive, or withholding affection, communication, or cooperation. What's underneath this behavior is the avoidance of vulnerability, the desire to regain communication or cooperation. What's underneath this behavior is the avoidance of vulnerability, the desire to regain power or control, fear of saying the wrong thing, or being exposed emotionally. This may feel like punishment, but it's oftentimes emotional avoidance disguised as control. The deeper truth is all 3 of these responses have one thing in common. They are protection strategies, not intentional attacks. But just because it's a protection strategy does not mean that it's healthy or acceptable.
Okay, so one thing about me
There is nothing cute about being inadequate. Few discretions advised.
is I will miss a flight. I've missed flights in lots of creative ways. I've missed a flight where I've shown up to the airport ready for the flight, and the flight was 2 days ago. 2 days ago. Fully talking to the agent, like, where is the flight?
Now I should cut the video off right there because I want to believe that we all can see where this video is headed. I'm gonna tell y'all like I always tell y'all, if I had to hear it and see it, y'all gotta hear it and see it. But before we move on, I will say this, we gotta stop entertaining these type of people. They refuse to fix things that they know are clearly wrong with them because they know they can get online, tell us a story, and we'll find it entertaining. And all of that is fun and games until we have to interact with them in real life.
I'm at the airport, and I just missed a flight, and I missed it in a new way, guys. I showed up to the airport 2 hours before for this flight. It's the correct flight. It's the flight. We're on the right day, okay? We made the right day. We showed up 2 hours before. Everything's going according to plan. Everything's perfect. I think I got so much time in the world. I mean, I got 2 hours. So I'm like, I'm gonna give me a little bit of food. I give me some Panda Express. I ain't had Panda Express in years, y'all, but I'm feeling good. I'm feeling happy. I'm ready. I open up TikTok. I'm scrolling. I'm laughing. I'm actually having a great time. I totally forgot about the flight, actually. I got about 15 minutes until the flight is gone. And I'm like, oh, let me go. that's 3 terminals away. The door, it actually says the doors are closed right now, but I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna run there and see what they say, see what they do. They don't do nothing. I don't miss the flight. Like, and I'm just like, I've never missed a flight where I got to the airport 2 hours before. Like, I've missed flights lots of different ways, but 2 hours before is so silly. Like, I had all the time in the world, so much time that I actually missed it. But I do believe in divine intervention. Obviously, wasn't meant to be on that flight. Now I'm in LA for another weekend. Let's party. Hit me up.
The concern. Her words are, I do believe in divine intervention. I was not supposed to be on that flight. After admitting to being a chronic flight misser, the way some of y'all will find any reason to justify your inconsistencies instead of saying, you know what, I'm just being an irresponsible adult. She really said divine intervention. That's what she blamed it on. And to think there was women in the comments saying she's just a girl. Some of y'all just don't take life serious enough. And I know some women really don't think they can do no wrong, but this has gone too far. She truly doesn't see this as an issue. She thinks it's a quirky characteristic about her. And then to have the audacity talking about, well, I'm still in LA, hit me up, let's party. You need to, you know what, partying should be the last thing on your mind, but you know what, I know I can't care more than she does. And fortunately for her, she ain't gotta listen to that I'm saying, because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep it changing.
My name is Sarah. I'm married. Have been for 22 years. My husband is very supportive with all my weird, crazy wackiness. He's very open-minded when it comes to that. I'm truly very, very lucky that I found the person I did. I talk to people online. It's not a new thing. I don't think it is wrong for somebody to have relationships of both sexes. Do we let other people in our life? No. Would he be open to it if I did? If I wanted that? Probably, just because that's how he is. Would he do it? I don't think so.
Brian trusted Sarah. He didn't suspect anything when he caught his wife chatting with John through Instagram direct messages.
The first message was on Instagram, your normal conversation where it comes to when you're trying to meet or when you're meeting somebody, like your hobbies and all that kind of stuff. Then it just kind of snowballed with, are you married? And I was like, yes, I'm married. And I asked him if he was married. He was not. He asked me, the standard questions of whether I had children or not, which I do not. I was looking for, I guess, friendship, nothing else. But as time went on, I felt that was not the case. Time went on, I felt that was not the case. Even though I'm married, it's still nice to hear that people find me attractive. So it was nice.
John and Sarah would talk all through the morning and night. The relationship started to become more intimate by the day.
I thought he was very nice. Obviously, he was easy on the eyes. He looks like he probably works out quite a bit. Nice, like six-pack. He does have some tattoos. One's on his chest. And then his arm is tatted up as well. But to me, he's just a very attractive man. And it was nice to have somebody that looked like that think that I was pretty. He would say that he loved me, that he wanted to take care of me. He had feelings for me. I'm still talking to him usually once a week. He would use the terms of endearment, babe, honey, love, all the time. Never my name.
Before Sarah's online adventure, life was simple. Bills were paid on time. The two didn't have kids, but they loved their cat like one. She enjoyed talking to John, but he just seemed to always have a problem that involved money.
Shortly after I met him, he got deployed to Syria. Supposedly, his accounts were frozen. He got injured. He got shot on a mission. He needed the money that I sent him to come back from Syria. he had to have the money to be able to get the flight because he needed to leave before the mission was up.
John's request for money didn't stop. The requests seemed like they would never come to an end. All Sarah wanted to do was meet this man in person, so she sent even more money. He guilted her by sending these photos of his wounds from the battlefield.
After the first time he asked for money is probably when it started going downhill. I probably sent him money every week to 2 weeks for probably a good solid 6 to 8 months. I cashed in a couple life insurances, and I cashed in my retirement fund, and I sent him 100% of the money. Had a Discover card for $15,000, and I sent him that as well. And that's maxed out beyond maxed because he would. This is terrible. Oh, I hate talking about this because this makes me feel stupid. He would pay that and then have me withdraw more money once the balance got down where I could withdraw some more money, and then that payment would bounce.
John had all of Sarah's personal information, emails, passwords, debit and credit card PIN numbers too. When we looked over her Discovery credit card transactions, we could see when John was making the payments. He would take cash advances and then pay the card off. This built trust with Sarah and also made her believe that he was real. The problem was all of the payments that he made ended up getting returned. Over time, Sarah was left with a $15,000 credit debt.
And had checks sent, had like blank checks. So I cashed those checks through my personal bank. Like I wrote myself a check, sent him the $9,000, and that money bounced, and I had to pay that money back.
Modern women continue to think that this whole dating market, this game, everything that's going on, they think that men are just here for their entertainment. They think that men are just going to be okay with you talking wild to them. They think that men are just going to be okay with you talking just silly, just crazy. And not only are you talking silly, you're doing silly stuff as well. They think that men like that type of stuff. They just a challenge, just a chase, just the excitement of it all. It just gets your blood running. It doesn't get my blood. The excitement of it all. It just gets your blood running. It doesn't get my blood running. I don't like that. And men continue to tell modern women this.